Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Minecraft. It is episode 90, I think. I am literally 10 episodes away to 100. Oh man. Being under 100, man. Yeah. An important thing. That, I don't know, the image of what's on screen right now is probably somewhat relevant, because of what happened tonight. But yeah, I guess that's the intro. You can piece it together if you are in the know about certain things. But what else happened other than that? Because I'm gonna talk about it. But yeah, anyways, it's been kind of a bit. I don't know. It's been a time. Okay, all right. Now I have to get home. I don't know why. I am just so afraid of just dying. Like even now, like with just freaking fully armored. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like my skill at playing this game has just decreased down to like almost zero, man. I don't know. I think there was a point when I was just better at playing this game, like survival mode, but just I don't know. It just totally disappeared. Like. The the drive and the will to win in certain freaking cases for certain teams. But I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily think so with that case. But anyways, Caitlin Clark played her first game, 3 games in the WNBA. And the Indiana Fever are 0-3. They are 0-3. People are like, what is going on? Like like Caitlin Clark stans basically on Twitter are like, I am so like, why did they place her on this bad of a team? Like, why did they do that? Like, come on, man. Like, do these freaking other WNBA vets have it out for her, man? I don't know, man. I think there's a bit of jealousy going on when when it's like, okay. There's this thing called a transition. There's this thing called a learning curve, this player Diana Taurasi tried to freaking talk about that, but like I guess like due to her kind of very sarcastic kind of demeanor, freaking it kind of just like it kind of rubbed off as like condescending at the time, and I somewhat get that maybe if you're really into Caitlin Clark. But like, look, man, obviously, like she was transitioning from, college at Iowa, where she, is the freaking main person there. She's the point guard, and then she can freaking put up freaking 20, 30, 40 shots even per game in order to win, right? And they expect her to do that. Transitioning to freaking the Indiana Fever, a WNBA team where she has to play as part of a system, and she has to, more so, it's not really about her freaking scoring a bunch, man, which a lot of people really want to see who are fans of her, I guess, but I don't know. It's more about her playing in a system and playing with Aaliyah Boston and Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, like it's more about that, man. Nalissa Smith, I think, yeah. Like, Katie Lou Samuelson. Yeah, I mean, I'm just naming players from the Fever roster, And also oh man, the guy who's known for frickin' was it correctly predicting frickin' the 2016 election and is like the election poll guy, that guy on Twitter, the other guy, not the guy who's like, I've seen enough. But the other guy, he's like, this might be a bit of a hot take, but isn't it weird that a WNBA team, or any team really, is called the Fever? And I'm like, okay, like this is an opinion you needed to say? Like, this is an opinion you needed to freaking, oh man. There was also another opinion similar to that, yeah. On another podcast. Oh man, the guy who's really into Boston sports, that guy whose initials spell BS, that guy. Like he had someone on his podcast talking about just, I guess the topic was the overall state of the NBA, I guess, and like is the league in a good place, like commercial, like ratings wise or whatever, financially, something like that. And then freaking just like in the middle of like talking like a 2-minute stretch of talking about the WNBA, the guy's guest, Bill Simmons' guest is like, it's kind of confusing. Like, I kind of wish the WNBA teams just had names similar to the NBA teams. Like, he's like, I just wish it, instead of the Fever, it would be the W Pacers. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? Like, what? Like, honestly, man, you can't remember Fever. It's like, okay, Fever is a somewhat weird name. There's also the Utah Jazz. Like, what the hell's a Laker, man? Yeah, like, what is a Laker? Someone who just freaking hangs out by a lake? Oh, man. They see, I mean, it makes sense if you're originally from Minneapolis, but, not really much in LA. Like, what is a Celtic, I guess it's like a leprechaun, whatever, I don't know. And I guess it's historically relevant, but goddamn, dude, it's like, there are baseball teams named after socks, man. like, come on, man. We like, come on. Like, what is with these freaking just absolutely freaking asinine freaking opinions? I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a very interesting place the WNBA is in, because like obviously a lot of people feel that this year could be like the start of like a massive explosion in like ratings and viewership and like revenue that the WNBA could have, right? It could be the start of it just because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and a bunch of players. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like the hard part with new eyes is that you're also gonna get new people who are very unfamiliar with the WNBA and women's basketball / women's sports as a whole, just offering their opinions, and it's like, man, a lot of times when you give out opinions, those types of people give out their opinions. I don't know, man. They don't often friggin' there's not a high percentage from the field they hit on those freaking opinions, man. Oh man, but the overall point I guess I'm trying to make is that there's a whole load of people who think that in order for the WNBA to succeed at this point, Caitlin Clark just needs to dominate, right? Like, the WNBA's success from here on out hinges on freaking Caitlin Clark being the best player in the league and freaking scoring 30-40 a game and like wowing people, just the same way like she did at Iowa. But it's just that's just not a realistic thing. It's like, why would the freaking veterans of the league, why would any of them want to just I don't know. Yeah, like, it's not really a jealousy thing. It's just that that the competition is different. The competition is higher in a professional freaking league, especially when there's only 144 spots, and what is it, like 13 players total from this year's draft actually made it onto the final roster, and one of them is Caitlin Clark's teammate from Iowa, Kate Martin, right? And also, I also talked about that. Yeah, Daisha Fair also made the roster, right? It's like, it's hard. It's the thing. I don't know. It's interesting, and obviously there's like a whole like backlash to those Caitlin Clark stans being like, calling that out and just being like, why did you expect freaking her to dominate? Like Diana Taurasi was right. It's like, but you didn't want to listen. But yeah. Caitlin Clark's first game against the Sun, she had 20 points, but she had 10 turnovers, so, she struggled a bit, in the home opener, she struggled a little bit, but, in this most recent game against the Liberty, which they still lost, Caitlin Clark had her best game. Like, she hit a tree between two defenders. It was a good time, I guess. I watched a little bit of it. I also watched like a little bit of the Sparks playing the Aces. And Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson are playing for the Sparks. I saw a little bit of that, and I also saw a highlight of Kate Martin getting like a block on frickin' this Asian player. Was it Yuru Lee? I think I might have butchered that name a lot, but it's she got a block on that player, and I'm like, damn, dude, we're still learning. We're still learning to frickin' Oh man, whatever. I don't know. I'm still carrying on my like. I notice Asian players a bit more playing basketball. Like I need a few more Asian players in freaking the NBA and WNBA. Like I know we have Jordan Clarkson, and Jalen Green, but yeah. It would be nice, There was Kai Soto, man. I talked about freaking, the player from USC. I talked about, yeah. I guess I'm gonna be like watching out for that each time I freaking watch the NCAA women's tournament or even the men's tournament, I guess. Yeah. So that's basically, Caitlin Clark's freaking early reception an early experience into WNBA, I guess. It's going to be a transition, man. We've all had transitions, we've all had learning curves, just like Diana Taurasi said, you transition from middle school to high school, you transition from high school to college, you transition from college to having a job. I haven't really made that transition yet, but like there's certain transitions you make in your life, man, and like there's going to be difficulties in each time you transition, man. I'm sure there's a lot of transitions that are difficult. You can guess which ones. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, so what else have I freaking done lately that's interesting to talk about? What else is interesting? Oh yeah, the transition of who is the big me and the big tree. Not really a transition. I don't know. I mean, look, man, are we really that surprised that Kendrick, won this beef? I mean. Not really that surprising, like it's basically like Kendrick basically, won over the culture with the songs he dropped like, oh god, like 2-3 weeks ago now. Oh man, I think it's like over 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, the last update I gave on the last episode, I was like, yeah, J. Cole decided to bow out. Oh no, that was after J. Cole decided to bow out. That was the episode previous. I think that was when like the Drake diss track with the AI verses came out. Yeah, that was when that came out, and then Kendrick put out. Oh god, I'm trying to to figure out the timeline in my head. Kendrick put out like 616 in LA, right? Yeah. He put out, because that was the second one after Euphoria. He put out 616 in LA, and then he put out Meet the Grams within the same day. And then in response to Meet the Grams and basically everything, the 20v1, no, it's 1v20. In response to that, Drake put out Family Matters, and then Kendrick, just an hour later, with the kill shot, basically put out Not Like Us, and then that's the song that is stuck. That's basically that's the song for the culture, man. A song that just basically just calls him a pedophile. Yeah. I mean, that is the song that was basically the kill shot. And then friggin' Drake put out The Hard Part 6, and I don't know, like I feel like I kind of dislike, I don't know, I feel like it's a better freaking song. I feel slightly better about it than most people do, because I guess people took issue with just Drake being like, I'm not freaking what you accuse me of, like, I don't know. Like, that's the thing, like, on both sides, it's just like, like Drake's accusation about Kendrick was that he was a domestic abuser. It's, it's like, come on, man. I don't know. At some point, you gotta realize it's like these are two people in their like mid to late 30s. It's like, come on, man. Oh man, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what this really proves, to be honest. I feel like most people were in consensus that Kendrick Lamar was the best rapper of that whole generation. I think like he was the best rapper and lyricist, obviously, but I think the thing I learned is that Drake is a lot better of a rapper than I give him credit for. Like, he can actually rap in songs. Family Matters is an example of that. Like, he went hard, I don't know, like he went harder than I thought that a Drake song could go, to be honest. Like, I don't know, because like with Drake, like I don't really freaking think of like him going hard in terms of rapping, you know. I don't know. I don't think of double entendres and like, oh wow, that's such a clever bar, you know. The one like line, yeah, push up. I forgot push ups. Push ups was released at some point. I don't know, some point earlier in the beef. I think push ups was after Euphoria, right? Right? Yeah, it's sometime. I don't know. I don't need to friggin' follow the exact timeline, man. I don't know. But yeah, in push-ups, he had a line. Because like I guess Metro Boomin was also part of the beef, and then he said, Metro, you know, make some drums. just go get it. Just go make a drum beat, man. It's like that's kind of a funny line. But yeah, I mean, did this beef really freaking bring out new information? Like, no, like pretty much everything is unconfirmed, man. It's like, but there's like oh, Drake might have a daughter. It's like come on, man. Like, I don't know. like it was fun when J. Cole dropped that thing and called To Pimp a Butterfly boring. It was kind of fun. It was a pretty fun time. And then he bowed out and then he apologized, and it was extremely lame. And people are like, retroactively are like, yeah, good on J. Cole, man. He didn't want to be a part of this. And I get reluctantly, I guess that's true. That is the right opinion to have. Like, that was the right thing to do for J. Cole. Like, why would J. Cole need to get involved in a beef where they're like levying all these like extremely personal freaking things about things about each other, right? Like, why would he need to get involved in that type of beef, you know? It's like, I don't want to be called, you know, any of these things. Like, so I'm just gonna forget, yeah, like, I'm not, yeah, like, it's like, you're making a business decision, basically. It's the rap friggin' version of making a business decision, like, not wanting to get dunked on. I guess I respect that, but I don't know. Like, he could have stated it. He could have dropped like a diss at Drake or something, man. I don't know. Like, I think like a funny thing would have been like him going from like attacking Kendrick to be like, no, I was always on your side, Kendrick. Hey, Drake, and then he friggin' drops a diss track on Drake, and it's just like, even if it's lame, it's just like, oh wow, look at that, it's 2v1. It's 2v1 v20 or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I guess those are my thoughts on the beef. Like, my feelings didn't really change throughout any of the songs, you know. Like I thought the beef was over when Euphoria dropped. Like, that was my opinion. Like, like Euphoria, yeah. Like, Euphoria probably is the best song to come out, for me personally, you know. Yeah, in terms of just like a constructed freaking diss track, you know. Like, I haven't, you know, to be honest, I haven't listened to Meet the Grams, you know, but I just know that it has it's just very kind of dark, you know. Oh man, and that's where the freaking daughter accusation comes in, you know, in that song. It's like, I don't know, I guess, but like, Not Like Us is a fun song, but I don't know. I just thought the beef was over when Kendrick dropped Euphoria. I don't know, because everyone was like waiting on Kendrick to release a response, you know. Oh man, I don't know. That's what I thought. Like, none of the subsequent tracks really kind of moved me that much, you know. Family Matters moved me a little bit in terms of like, oh wow, Drake can actually rap a little bit, yeah. Probably should have gave him a little bit more respect in that regard, but yeah, other than that, you know, I guess if anyone wants a friggin' Asian who lives in the suburbs to friggin' comment on this rap beef, I guess it's a little bit different than a white guy who lives in the suburbs. So, you know, hopefully I can add my opinion in too. So yeah, that was what I thought about the Kendrick Drake J. Cole for a tiny bit beef. I don't know. I guess, yeah, like, Drake is just like, yeah, I think his last post was like, I'm moving on, okay, so I'm gonna chill for the summer, it's fine. It's like, yeah, I don't know, yeah, it's whatever, man. Like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I don't like think of Drake that much differently at all. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like there was a really good podcast. Yeah, Bomani Jones, like someone involved in like what a sports adjacent kind of podcasting. I watch his freaking show basically all the time, and like he had an episode with Roy Wood Jr. from formerly from the Daily Show, a comedian, and then they just spent the whole episode discussing like the beef and like the history of rap beefs and their favorite instances of rap beefs. It's like God, like these two are freaking into it, man. God damn. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, the only other beef I witnessed live as it was happening was freaking MGK and Eminem, if anyone remembers that. I think it was like sometime in 2019. MGK released a diss track on Eminem, and then Eminem responded or in something. MGK famously in that diss track said like your beard is weird, and then freaking Eminem in his freaking response is like, why are you talking about a gun when you have a man bun? It's like, okay. Like, what the hell? At least, yeah, looking back, that was probably one of the lamest freaking beefs in freaking rap history, man. It like goddamn, dude, why did that exist? Yeah, I mean, like, Eminem beefed with Mariah Carey. Yeah, like, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Like, what will be the next rap beef if we're speculating? What do I want as a rap beef? I've thought about this before. Yeah, I've thought about this before. Like, why hasn't there been like backpack rapper rap beef, you know? Like, how come there hasn't been like an MF Doom diss track, you know, like either released by MF Doom towards another rapper or freaking about MF Doom? Like, I don't know. I'm listening to Mad Villainy a lot. Yeah, if I want to talk about music in general, yeah, that's an album I've been listening to. I finally freaking have listened to Mad Villainy. Yeah, that freaking famous freaking album from like 20 years ago. Literally 20 years ago. Yeah, Mad Lib and freaking MF Doom. Accordion. I love that song, man. I love how it starts with that accordion. Yeah, I don't know. Like why isn't there like backpack like type of rapper? You know like, what I'm talking about. I don't know. Like, I guess if anyone is unfamiliar with like the term, I don't know. I guess it's like underground is also another term for it. Just like not like the super mainstream kind of rap, like the rap music that was often in Tony Hawk games is basically what I'm saying, right? Like Haiku Data or frickin', yeah, the big one obviously is Delta Funky Homo Sapien. Like, I don't know, when I don't know, like, I wonder what someone would think, you know, any other person would think who just listens to frickin' Travis Scott and frickin' Drake all day. When I say, like, when they're like, oh, what's your favorite rapper? And I'm like, yeah, Delta Funky Homo Sapien. It's like, no, that's literally true. He is kind of one of my favorite rappers. I don't know. I think he's kind of underrated, actually. Kind of is. But yeah, like, how come there hasn't been like diss tracks in that kind of vein, in that kind of area, you know? How come Def Grips haven't released a diss track? You know? I guess that kind of counts as like backpack rap, does it? I don't know. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. Just like, yeah, that's like the interesting thing. Like, Childish Gambino, obviously, like early on, like with Camp, that, you know, his first album was like purely like backpack, like nerdy kind of rap music, you know, with so many, yeah, like he references frickin' being the only black guy at a Sufjan concert, and he frickin' references, yeah, OK Computer by Radiohead, you know, like that kind of rap music, you know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And also the other commentary that was interesting is that, like, you know, like, why aren't, yeah, like regional types of rap beef that's different, you know? And yeah, like thinking about like why aren't there like, yeah, like why aren't there like we all know about Jay-Z and Nas, we know about Biggie and Tupac, we know about, you know, Ice Cube and NWA, you know, but we don't really see many like southern kind of rap beefs. I don't know if Ludacris or Outkast were involved in rap beefs, you know. But like yeah, I think like if you think about it, you know, like one explanation could be that, like, you know, like we did see, you know, yeah, we did see like Takeoff get shot, you know, like just like what, two years ago now. Yeah, like over like a poker game. I think it was over a card game. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think like in the South, you know, like Atlanta, freaking, you know, Memphis, like around that area. Like there probably are rap beefs, but it's like the beefs are just way more serious. They aren't about the music, you know. They're literally not about the music. It's literally an on-site situation, probably. I don't know, like, I don't know, from an outside perspective, it could be a reason why. I would assume there have been freaking rap beefs in the South, but like, I don't know. That's the thing. I think that was the one comment made by Bomani on like one shows that like, no, they have guns over there. They have guns in that region. It's like you don't mess around with that. It's like, yeah, probably. Anyways, have I talked too much about freaking hip hop as a freaking yes. Oh my god, I feel like I've talked too much about it, man. Oh man. Anyways, so what else, man? Well, yeah, true. Other music I've been listening to. Yeah, the Vampire Weekend album. Yeah. Oh man, on the second half of that album, because I guess I only listened to the first half, but since then I listened to the back half. Yeah, all the way up until the last song, Mary Boone, on the second half of that album, man. Oh my god, dude, Mary Boone's such a freaking great song. Like, why? Again, like, why weren't Vampire Weekend making that type of music all along? Like, why aren't they making their songs sound like that? Like, what? Like, I don't know, man. Like that freaking the chorus, whatever, like the instrumental kind of thing in the chorus. Like, oh man, I just love that freaking so much, man. I don't know, the woo, like at the freaking literally, there literally is a, yeah, like there literally is a woo. And it's the best part of that song. Whenever it happens, it gets me so hype. I don't know. Literally, man. Literally. Oh man, yeah. I've been listening to other indie kind of things, I guess, because that's mainly what I listen to. So yeah, I've also been listening to M83. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was a bit earlier, but yeah, I listened to their first or second album. Yeah. Was it Dead Cities, Red Seas, and Lost Ghosts? It's a lot more like atmospheric, you know, than their later albums, you know. There's this song called Run Into Flowers I really like, you know. Like it's basically just digital shoegaze. It's like shoegaze but electronic, you know. And I really haven't listened to any shoegaze freaking albums actually. But yeah, I guess that's kind of like, if you want to describe it, very atmospheric, very few lyrics, but it's just about like a lot of electronic noise, you know. You know. And yeah, I also listened to their now later album they released in 2008, Saturdays Equals Youth. Yeah, that's when they started. Yeah, like that probably has like the most like connection. That's when like M83 started to be like, oh, like they're kind of like an 80s. They really like the 80s nostalgic aesthetic, you know. They really like that John Hughes whatever teen, like 80s teen film freaking Polaroid freaking, you know, aesthetic a lot, you know. Like, yeah, like that carries over to Hurry Up We're Dreaming, in like just even like the album cover. The album cover for Saturdays Equals Youth is just so fun. I don't know, it's just like it's just a bunch of bored looking teenagers. Like that's it. There's just this freaking kid. Yeah, I guess I'll be putting it up if I care to edit and if I remember, but yeah, there's this freaking kid in a skeleton freaking onesie. Is that a Phoebe Bridgers reference? And then there's like a girl that literally looks like Molly Ringwald, you know. If you didn't know, I guess she was in The Breakfast Club. I watched that film like once. Oh man, but yeah. Yeah, there's a song on the album, the second song, Kim and Jesse, is a good song. And yeah, Colors is a good song. Yeah, Graveyard Girl has this like spoken word bit where it's like, I'm just like 15. It's like, oh man. It's a good, man. It's good for that type of music, like synth poppy, freaking 80s, like very referencing the 80s, you know, type of music. Yeah. Anything else I've been listening to? Yeah, Fantagram. Yeah. Fantagram are this like duo, a guy girl duo, where like I think the guy's the producer and the girl's the singer. Yeah, yeah. They released an album in 2009. I don't know. Have I talked about it? Yeah. Eyelid Movies. Yeah, Eyelid Movies, and then it has like the song When I'm Small. And it has a song in the back half, As Far As I Can See. Really good song. Yeah, I had the album since like 2020, but yeah, I listened to it a lot more last year. And then this year, I started listening to their second album, Voices, and it has, yeah, 2 songs on it that are like really freaking good. Blackout Days, which like, goddamn, dude, the beat on that, man, just like clearly, like obviously very hip hop inspired, you know? Yeah, like it's like I think like trip hop is like one of the genres like that is associated with Fantagram, you know? And basically, trip hop means like down tempo, you know? Yeah, like historically, like, was it? Yeah, Portishead and Massive Attack, like those are like known as like trip hop artists, I guess. Yeah, Mezzanine and friggin', yeah, Dummy, yeah, are those albums. Yeah, but like I don't know, just like the way like freaking, yeah, like Blackout Days, like that beat, man, just goes so damn hard. Oh man. Anyways, what are freaking any other freaking songs I've been listening to? I could talk about something else in that regard, but yeah, should I get to it? I'm not really that upset about it, man. I don't know. Look, man, someone had to beat Denver, man. Someone had to beat Denver, and yeah. Like, I'm glad, I'm, you know, low-key glad it was Minnesota, you know. Obviously, if they lost to freaking the previous team, you know, the team I wrote a script about, if they lost to them, that would have been bad, okay? Honestly, that would have been bad. And obviously, I haven't checked Twitter yet, but there's a bunch of freaking fans of that team that are that have latched onto the Timberwolves to be freaking extremely petty and being like, yeah, the Nuggets are gonna lose. It's like, okay, well, you know, at least they lost in 7, man. I don't know. Like, you want to talk about like scripts, man? It's like the script for that series was just like absolutely insane, man. Like, the way the Nuggets lost the first 2 games at home, right? And like in the second game, Jamal Murray throwing a heating pad and a towel at a ref, and then subsequently not getting suspended when basically the whole freaking basketball viewing public was calling for him to be suspended, probably outside of Nuggets fans, right? And then freaking Denver to come back in game 3 and freaking put on that performance, right? Like, and then showing like, oh hey, we're champions, you know? And then Jokic got his freaking third MVP, and then Shaq was like, I thought Shea should have been MVP in the middle of that, and then they won another game in Minnesota. They had that stretch, you know, like at the end of the half in that game, in game 4, where the lead exploded to 15. You know, Jamal Murray had a buzzer beater, and then in game 5, you know, the game where freaking Jokic was like, look, I'm gonna take over here, I'm gonna show you, and then he freaking like scored 8 of 9 field goals on freaking Rudy Gobert, just like absolutely cooking him, through no fault of Rudy Gobert, you know. But you know, like making like all these tough freaking post-ups, man, like I don't know. And then freaking game 6, the Nuggets lose by 45. Yeah, so the Nuggets lost 2 straight, won 3 straight, lost freaking game 6, and then, you know, in this game they lost to the Wolves. The Wolves held them under 100 points, like this series is 90 episodes. So yeah, this is episode 90. The Wolves, yeah, they held the Nuggets to 90 points. So yeah. Anyways, that's basically the series, man. It was a series, man. I don't know. I think the only thing was that I would have had a little bit of an issue with the Nuggets getting swept, possibly, or like losing in 5 or 6. I don't know. Like, I think like if the Nuggets had to lose in any way, I think I would prefer it like this. Maybe not necessarily blowing a 15-point lead, but I don't know, it just felt like the Wolves took that game, you know. There's obviously gonna be freaking, you know, Los Angeles Timberwolves fans being like, you know, hey, freaking, you know, there's obviously gonna be like the hater spin on it, but I don't know. I think like the Nuggets went out decently enough, man. The Nuggets didn't embarrass themselves in a loss, which they did in game 2, like from game 2, it was like it kind of dire. It was really dire for fans of the Nuggets and supporters of the Nuggets, like it just looked really bad, I'm just glad that they freaking gave it a fight. Jamal Murray, had a great first half into this game 7. Jokic had, a good enough game, but, he played the entire game, didn't really sub out, only rested for a minute, and by the end he absolutely was gassed and tired, maybe there could have been some better management, but at the end of the day, like, I think Jokic and Jamal Murray did what they needed to do, but yeah, Michael Porter Jr. was freaking a tiny bit disappointing, and KCP. Aaron Gordon did enough, I feel like, but yeah, not in this game though. Yeah, like he won game 4 for them, but yeah, it's it's what happens, It's just as like if you want to like expand it, the larger point of wow, like the NBA is kind of in this like unparalleled era of parity, like I don't know, like you really would rather have this than frickin' just have the finals be the same 2 teams, because that's literally what it was from 2015 to 18. 15, 16, 17, 18. It was the same freaking 2 teams. It was the Cavs and the Warriors. And I feel like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of glad that I wasn't really that much of a basketball fan in those years, because like why would I, like, if you're not a fan of those teams, like what's the point? Like honestly, like what's the point? If you literally just knew it was gonna be the Cavs and the freaking Warriors every freaking year, man. I don't know. At least in 2019, freaking LeBron went to the Lakers and like it was the Raptors there. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just yeah, what a level of parity it's going to be. Like the West is gonna have yet another like representative. It's either gonna be the Timberwolves or the Dallas Mavericks. And yeah, I'm officially, at least in the Western Conference, at least for the Western Conference Finals, I'm hitching my bandwagon onto the Timberwolves. I hope the Timberwolves beat the Mavericks, but yeah, for in the finals, if it does end up how I think it's gonna end up, probably I'll just have the conference finals prediction now. I think Minnesota beats the Mavs in 6, or yeah, maybe not 7. They do it in 6. How about that? How about that for predictions? How about that for opinions and standing on business? How about that? Just like that HBO show is not gonna get a 3rd season anytime soon, and my god, dude, that show is really not that freaking oh man, yeah, really, like after watching an episode of Skins, because I watched the first episode of Skins back recently, like yesterday, and like, damn, dude, what a better show, just a much better show, and like what a much better series overall, from that one episode. But anyways, yeah. I want the Timberwolves to beat the Mavs, and I think they're gonna beat the Mavs based on what they've shown against the Nuggets. And obviously, like that Knicks-Pacers series, man, I don't know, just sucks for the Knicks, man. Just like all those injuries, I don't know, but it's weird how I kind of rooted for the Pacers to win that game. I don't know. I don't know. I was just like, wouldn't it be funny if the Pacers won and then they won in Game 7? So yeah, that freaking announcement that Jalen Brunson just fractured his left hand in the middle of it. It's like, yeah, that's when you knew it was over. That's the nail in the coffin. Like OG Anunoby gave it a go, Like OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, Bojan, Josh Hart had an abdominal strain, right? Like Julius Randle obviously was out for the season. It's like, oh my god, dude, just the amount of injuries the Knicks had just kept on piling and piling and piling, and when it happens to Jalen Brunson, it's like, yeah, it's over, man. It's over. Congratulations to the Pacers, man. Tyrese Halliburton is 24 years old, and he has made it to the conference finals, something another player, an MVP, hasn't done yet. And I don't know, man. Look, man, I want to be petty for a second. It's kind of funny. It's just kind of funny, man. It's a little funny that Tyrese Halliburton and Andrew Nembhard, and Miles Turner made it to the conference finals. What's really funny is that the Sixers traded for Buddy Hield. Yeah, like Buddy Hield could have made it. Friggin', I don't know. Like, hey, that Sixers team could have used Buddy Hield, right? Like, I don't know what the. Yeah, I think the Sixers got Buddy Hield for like a second round. Yeah, some sort of pick. I don't know. They had to like get Buddy Hield at the trade deadline. But I don't know. Buddy Hield really should have stayed with the Pacers. To be if you're being honest, man. I don't know. He probably should have stayed with the Pacers. Oh man, it's just funny that Tyrese Halliburton made it to a conference finals before a certain other player. But yeah, anyways, that's just my petty moment, man. That's just my tiny petty moment of the episode. Anyways, so is that basically all I needed to freaking say from that? Yeah, the Celtics are gonna beat the Pacers in like 5, please. Like, I don't know. Like, was there? I mean, maybe I don't know. There's like a slim world where freaking this Pacers can beat the Celtics, but nah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I want the finals to be Celtics Timberwolves, and I think that's what's gonna be the finals. I'm standing on it right now, man, because yeah, I might miss a lot of time between episodes, so yeah, I guess. Oh man, that is undisputedly the ting. That is undisputedly my opinion on what the finals in the NBA is going to be. And speaking of things that are undisputed, there is this guy. I don't know if you've heard of him. Oh man, it's been what, 25 years since there's been an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, and yeah, we recently have another one. We have we have another one. His name is Alexander Usyk, and I don't know. I just find it really interesting. Yeah, I tweeted about it yesterday after the fight that I didn't watch or stream illegally. I promise. I really didn't. I honestly didn't. I watched Carl Froch watch along to it. That's how I knew about the fight. That's how I kept up with it. I literally just watched Carl Froch commentate over it, and he kind of is anti-Tyson Fury from the sound of him commentating on the fight, but still. Yeah, Usyk won. Usyk is now the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world after beating Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. That's just his name. That's just his name. I don't know. I didn't come up with the name, but yeah. He beat Tyson Fury, and like in the freaking the 9th round, yeah, and then in like the 9th or 10th round, like he just had Fury out on his feet, with a left hand. It was a left hand that started it, and then Fury was stunned, and then just Usyk just landed 14 straight punches, and then by the end of it, Fury was just out. The rope saved him, and a lot of people are saying that the referee had a hand in saving him too, and it kind of somewhat looks that way, but I don't know. I guess he should have been afforded the chance to continue, but I don't know. The referee very well could have stopped that fight, though. I don't know. Fury was not defending himself at all. His hands were down, that whole time after he initially got rocked. His hands were down, and Usyk was about to, land, probably a finishing blow. But, yeah. I guess, to my larger point, yeah, I just find it really interesting how, I started following this, era of, heavyweight boxing in, 2018, right? Yeah. And I guess a tiny bit of a history lesson, because this period of boxing I know somewhat well. In 2017, Anthony Joshua fought Vladimir Klitschko. It wasn't for a title, it wasn't for a belt, but basically, I think, Max Kellerman would agree with it. Yeah, Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko had, an amazingly exciting fight. And, Klitschko was down, AJ was down, and then at the end of it, AJ was able to, stop Klitschko, right? And then after, AJ won that fight, it felt like the start of a new era, because I guess the story of heavyweight boxing, if you want another history lesson, is that basically for most of the 2000s through the 2010s, after Lennox Lewis and Holyfield, basically after that era in like the early 2000s, you know, it basically was just Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko ruling the heavyweight division, and like everyone throughout, you know, the 2000s and the 2010s was just calling it like a really boring era for heavyweight boxing, you know. And like there was like Chris Areola, there was like Samuel Peter in that, there was Oleg Moskayev, but like really friggin' it was just the Klitschkos, you know. there was Lamont Brewster who beat Klitschko in a very upset Klitschko in a weird way, Vladimir Klitschko, like back in like what, 04 or something, 03. But yeah, I don't know, like post freaking Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko like fighting, yeah, like it was basically for like a whole stretch just the Klitschkos, the brothers ruling that division. And then like with AJ, Anthony Joshua beating Vladimir Klitschko in 2017, it felt like the start of a new era, because there was him, there was Tyson Fury at the time, I guess at that specific time in 2017 he wasn't really fighting, because for the lineal title, Vladimir Klitschko got beat by Tyson Fury, and that's how Tyson Fury won the lineal title initially. But then afterwards, like, he tested like positive for cocaine and got suspended and like gained a bunch of weight, and like that was when he was still like friggin' not fighting, right? So basically there was Anthony Joshua and this guy from America called Deontay Wilder, and like I think like in 2017 there was starting to be like more conversations of like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if they fought, you know? And then they still haven't fought. So yeah, like 2017 through 18, 19, you know, was just the start of this new era where it basically was Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, and they were the freaking focal points of the heavyweight division. And then at the end of 2018, when Wilder, you know, like fought Fury, and then it was a draw, you know, a bit controversially, you know, like even though Wilder freaking like knocked Tyson Fury out, but like somehow he miraculously, Fury did, like went back up from the canvas. Like, I don't know, man. Just like what a freaking, like what a way. Still, it's like when you watch it over again, it's like how the hell did he get up from that? But yeah, basically, like I guess from like, yeah, in 2020 when Fury beat Wilder, it basically was like the era of them, you know, like all the way up until 2024, basically, where freaking Usyk has completed, you know, he basically completed boxing basically at the highest, you know, weight division, at the highest level. You know, he is undisputed, the undisputed heavyweight champion, just has all the belts, you know. Like he initially won all of those belts, like IBF, everything except the lineal title in WBC, everything except those two. He won from Anthony Joshua in their first fight in 2021. And then in 2022, he had a rematch with Anthony Joshua, and then he beat him again. So he solidified that. And then, yeah, Tyson Fury won the WBC title from Deontay Wilder. That was the title Wilder had from like 2016 up until like 2020. Yeah, so yeah, basically. And then so Tyson Fury had the lineal title in WBC until freaking this year, I guess, until yesterday. So yeah, basically that's a tiny bit of a history lesson. The larger point being, it feels like a little like the end of an era. You know, like it might not be, you know, there is a rematch clause, but I don't know. Like it just feels like, why should Usyk want to fight now? You know, like this was the fight he's been waiting for. He said in an interview, yeah, funnily enough, that he wanted to be an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, you know. So he basically did that. Yeah, like he cemented himself as an all-time great. Yeah, and it's like how it is in boxing now is that, yeah, him, Naoya Inoue, who has like cemented himself in like bantamweight, you know, yeah, bantamweight, like featherweight, as like one of the best in his friggin' divisions, you know, like, yeah, undisputed pound for pound, right? Like him, Inoue, yeah, Inoue, Usyk, and Terrence Crawford have like cemented themselves as all-time greats in boxing in the recent freaking years with their recent performances. Yeah, like Terrence Crawford would friggin' beating Errol Spence the way he did. I'm just speaking a lot, I guess. Just kind of out of breath, but yeah, I guess I'm just excited about this. So yeah, basically, I don't know. From 2017 to 2024, there's the whole AJ Wilder, Tyson Fury era of boxing seemed like really interesting and really fun, and like there was always the thing of like who like AJ and Wilder need to fight, you know, and yeah, I don't know, it's the whole thing. And then AJ and Fury needed to fight after Fury beat Wilder, you know, in 2020. But yeah, I don't know, like it just makes those fights feel less important with Usyk winning. And becoming undisputed. It just makes it kind of be like, do we really need those fights? Like it's kind of is like, yeah, like Usyk is the name from that era. Like he just basically came almost out of nowhere because he was a cruiserweight, you know? And like, yeah, he was a cruiserweight who moved up to heavyweight. And like, it just feels like he just came out of nowhere to freaking cement himself. It's like, no, I actually was the best in this era. Everyone was talking about, you know, from like 2018, 19, 20, 21, probably. Like everyone, the boxing public was talking about AJ or Fury or Wilder even. But it's like, no, it was Usyk, man. It's weird, you know? Like there was a fourth option this whole time. I don't know. Yeah, basically. Yeah, and the fight got delayed like twice too. Yeah, it was originally supposed to happen December 23rd, and then was supposed to happen on February, and then it got pushed back to May. So yeah, props to freaking Usyk for being the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. We finally have one of those after freaking 25 years. So yeah. Anyways, anything else I need to talk about? Yeah, wow, look at that, under an hour, man. Wow, what an accomplishment. I guess me freaking speedrunning like talking has really helped. Oh man, I just haven't taken a breath in that freaking whole stretch, man. Please, can I like just speak slower for a minute? Oh man, what have I been reading recently? I read this cool book, one of my first times reading an adult fiction book by something that's not about the immigrant experience or like a diaspora book. It's by an Indian author. Yeah, it's this book called, yeah, Part Half Girlfriend. Yeah, the book is called Half Girlfriend by Chetan Bhagat. Hopefully I get that pronunciation right. Yeah, he's an Indian author, and the book takes place in India mostly. And yeah, it's about this guy, Madhav, who comes from like a poor rural area in India, but like he was like formerly, like his family comes from like a line of like, he's technically a prince, but like obviously he comes from a very poor part of India. Bihar, I think is the region it's called. And then he goes to this fancy English college called St. Stephen's for basketball, funnily enough. And I didn't know that upon reading the book. So when that came up, I'm like, oh man, oh there you go. Obviously I'm gonna like this. Yeah, so he gets into the fancy English school because of the sports quota, because he's gonna play basketball there. And then he meets this very attractive girl called Ria. Yeah, who's from a fancier rich background, you know, and like comes from a rich family. And then they have a romance, and then it kind of fails when they're in college, and then yeah, they meet up later, and then yeah, like it's basically like an adult romance thing. And I found a romance book and I read an adult fiction romance novel by an Indian author, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's cool. Just like goes to show you can like go out of your comfort zone a little bit, you know? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that out of my comfort zone because basketball was a part of it, but yeah. Anyways, and that's basically what I read previously. I'm reading this book now called Chloe and the Kai Shao Boys. It's another YA book. It's by May Koyudo, I think. Yeah. And yeah, I think like yeah, it's basically a matchmaking thing, basically. Yeah, Kai Shao is like a matchmaking thing. Oh man, and it's interesting because it takes place in the Philippines, right? And it's about this girl who got accepted into USC. So she's going there for university to study animation, and like she's Chinese living in the Philippines, so basically she is Filipino, and like her family tries to set her up with a bunch of guys. That's called kai shao, you know. Yeah, the act of setting her up with guys is called kai shaoing her with boys, and I guess she has to choose a guy or choose herself, as it says on the front cover of the book. So yeah, I think like I'm good for now. I might just talk about something later, but yeah, I probably need a break from speaking so much. So anyways, that's basically it for this section of the episode. Yeah, I think I'll probably come back with tweets. Or if there isn't anything, I'll think up of more things to say in this episode. So anyways, on to the next segment. Alright, after refreshing myself with sparkling water, I think I'm ready to friggin' go, man. Dude, I was frickin', yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize for just, like, going and, like, keeping on speaking. Just, like, running out of breath. I don't know why. I just need better frickin' management based on that. I don't know. I still haven't figured it fully out. I mean, I've basically prioritized not having, like, large pauses, but maybe I do need those, you know? But yeah, anyways, if anyone wants a tweet related to book related things and not basketball related things, you know, because those are my two modes basically, or talking about rap beef. Uninformed, but still. Anyways, someone who I really like on Twitter for their opinions tweeted, "I see a lot of new writers develop books based on tropes first and add in plot twists afterwards." Really? Huh, I never really noticed that. Huh. I actually really never knew. This can result in stilted storytelling in which the actual story arc feels flat, robotic even. Oh man, yeah, but I just want there to be only one bed though. See, there's only one bed here. There's only one bed. There's only one bed. What do you mean? Essentially, the story feels like an afterthought because it literally was. Yeah, no, the story was an afterthought. Yeah, I got that after originally reading it. But these works in progress always pitch well on TikTok/Twitter. That style of trope-informed marketing is great for short-form media. I absolutely agree. Novels, however, are not short-form media. The glamour of trope-based storytelling is lost in translation when you go from TikTok/tweet to actual book. Yeah, and like, I don't know. I think that's the thing that's kind of hard because I feel like with the books I've written, like I can't necessarily condense them down into, you know, like like a list of tropes, you know? Like that's just not how it works, man. Like all of the books I read, like I just can't really condense them down, you know? Even the book I'm reading right now, yeah. As I was out of frickin' breath, Chloe and the Kai Shao Boys, it's like I mean, I guess like matchmaking is a trope, like I don't know. I guess like it's weird with where like the fandom, you know, like people who are fans of book talk, you know, like people, yeah, book talk in general, that whole like, yeah, the fandom of like a bunch of books these days is based on, you know, like people make strong connections to books based on lists of tropes rather than like the actual story. It feels like, you know, like certain readers, I'm not talking about everyone, but yeah, there's a certain brand of reader that she's talking about where I agree with it. Yeah. Yeah, if you want attention on short-form social media, your marketing has to be short. Distilling your novel into a snappy elevator pitch is hard and tropes are easy. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like, I don't know. I just don't feel like I have many frickin' of those things in the books I write. I've never had an only one bed kind of thing. I've never really, up to this point, have had fake dating or frickin', you know, like all of these, like he falls first, she falls first. I don't think of like writing frickin' a romance like arc in a book like that. I just don't necessarily think of it like that. I don't know. But yeah, however, if you want to be a writer, I challenge you to, you know, get good at writing. Maybe try the hard thing. Yeah, basically, that was basically like the whole point. Yeah, that was basically an important thing that I felt like was important to say. Yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of people have been commenting on it. I don't know. Like, I guess I talked about it like what? Oh God, might not even be last year. Was the Light Lark freaking thing last year? Oh my God, dude, that's how much time moves. It feels like it's been an eternity since then. Like, the second book of that series came out. You know, I guess it's a thing. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird, isn't it? But yeah, like, yeah, the whole of like thing of using tropes to market books, you know. I don't know. Yeah, it's great. It's great for attracting a certain type of reader. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I guess like a lot of people, there have been some people commenting on the recent quality of frickin' published books, and like saying that it might have, you know, the quality might not be what it once was. But yeah, it basically, I don't know, like what you see on shelves, especially at like Walmart or Target, the ones that are prominently featured are like in that vein, you know, like extremely just like marketed with tropes first and like the story second, you know. I don't know. I guess I don't want to name specific authors in it, but yeah. In other related news, there's a film adaptation of a book that is popular. Should I talk about that? No. Oh man, I don't know. My only commentary is that I don't know. Like, I don't see anyone on Twitter talking about it. So yeah, I guess I don't really need to say anything about it. Yeah. I guess that's my rule. I guess it's just gonna be a thing that comes out. Like, I don't know. Like, is it gonna be faithful to the book? Oh man, I don't know, man. It's weird, man. It's weird. Oh man, I really do need to meet. You know. Again, like, I think of like in general. I think of like, where are the men my age who are into reading the YA books that I like to read? Where are the men my age who freaking read those books, man? I don't know, man. I kind of want to find them, man. Like, and see like if they're in like, you know, relationships with people. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to be freaking like too cute, like trying to make a joke here. But yeah. Anyways, on to something else, I guess. This is a great freaking tweet. My wife is a casual at best Wolves fan, but here was her analysis. Denver thought they had to stop the Alpha Wolf. They didn't know they had to battle the whole pack. Oh man, it really was a thing. It really was a team effort in that game, man. I don't know. I'm seeing a little bit of it on my timeline right now, man. Yeah, Game 7s are so good when you don't have the Phoenix Suns on your TV. Oh man, times the Timberwolves held the Nuggets under 100 points this year. Yeah, 6 times in 11 games, and then times the rest of the NBA held the Nuggets under 100 points. Yeah, in 83 games, 6 times. Interesting, man. Interesting. Oh man. Anything else on like the Wolves thing? Yeah, please. Yeah, LeBron stands tweeting, great. I'm happy for Jokic. He gets to do what he loves most. Leave Denver as soon as possible and not play basketball. Oh man, that's just how NBA Twitter is, man. I guess it's nice. The frickin' the funny tweets, man. They're all fun, man. Great. The Jokic is better than insert all great time. Great talks have come to a halt, at least for now, man. Timberwolves Brazil. Oh man. David Byrne, Brian Eno, Trent Reznor, Janet Jackson, and Grace Jones all being born in the same week is kind of insane. That's not a Timberwolves tweet. But yeah, the Rudy Gobert critics need to take an L tonight. He was everywhere in Game 7 and made clutch free throws down the stretch. Absolutely, man. Oh man. Yeah, Jaden McDaniels was the MVP. Friggin' Anthony Edwards. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the thing too, like that, like Karl Anthony Towns probably deserves way more love than he's gotten, man. Like, I don't know, like yeah, I don't know, especially with the history with like what happened with Jimmy Butler, man. I don't know, I don't need to explain it, but you know, there was some sort of freaking like tension, you know, which is why Jimmy Butler wanted to be traded from the Timberwolves to the Sixers, you know. Oh man, but anyways, I guess that's how it has to happen, you know. Everyone has to get their jokes in, man. Like, I don't know, Like, I mean, you know, in terms of like the Nuggets, I mean, I think they will be back in contention. But yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna be, you know, ridiculous enough to be like they'll never freaking compete for a title again. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, like I didn't talk about OKC being eliminated by the Mavericks, but yeah. I don't know, like, yeah, like, there's this sentiment, especially with Oklahoma City and how they've, like, been ahead of schedule, basically, with, like, them being a really good team. Chad, Josh, you know, not, yeah, I was about to say another player, Jalen Williams, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you know, like, the other Jalen Williams, yeah, and how, like, they're just an extremely friggin' young team with a bright future and like extra cap space, and like they can compete for years to come. But like, I don't know, like nothing really is ever guaranteed, man. I don't know, which is why I appreciate that the Nuggets won freaking that championship last year. You know, it's fine. It's great for the parity of the league, you know? And I guess every freaking team has to have haters, man. There were Bucks haters, there's Bucks haters, Lakers haters, Sixers haters. I mean, look, man, I'm only two of those. I don't know. But yeah, like everyone has to get their freaking, yeah, everyone has to be a hater of a team if you want to be like a real actual fan of something and be passionate, you know? It's par for the course, man. But yeah, I don't know, like thinking about it, I think like the Nuggets are gonna be like fine in terms of like being a championship level team. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like it could be, man. I don't know. Stamp this and freaking, yeah. Like I guess I'll remember this if I am still making videos like 5 years from now. Like if it's like 5 years from now and like I'm looking back on this, me saying this, and it's like this might be the last championship the Nuggets ever win, and then it's 5 years, and then like Jokic has decided to retire to be with his horses. It's like, oh wow. Like Jamal Murray, like maybe, like I don't know, man. I don't know. Like that's the thing. It's all so freaking like fleeting in the NBA, especially with how it is. It's not freaking guaranteed that it's gonna be the freaking Cavs and the Warriors every freaking year, which is great, but I don't know. It's just like you don't know like how freaking long or short your window is open for, you know? Like you really do not know. Just like Rooster Teeth ending, yeah, like officially ending, yeah. They had that final live stream, and then Bernie freaking came over, and then, you know, it was a cool moment, you know. Bernie was talking about meeting Barbara and freaking Carrie for the first time, you know. And yeah, I guess like the site is officially down, so yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen historically to that. Hopefully the channel still remains up for eternity. I don't know if they freaking I don't know if they have any freaking things about that, but yeah. There's like things that spawn from it. There's this like podcast that like Michael Rage Quit Jones is is doing somewhat. Like it's him and like other people. And one of the people is like the person who did like animated adventures for Rooster Teeth, if anyone remembers those. So and like they basically just eat fast food and like talk over it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I still don't know what the point of that show is. I think it's just about eating food and like trying out certain like items from fast food restaurants. I think so. But yeah, you just never know how long or short your window is open for, you know. That's the thing. Yeah, and also another thing I didn't know how long or short my window was open for. Yeah, also like seeing freaking bands perform live. Yeah, like I talked about Tokyo Police Club freaking ceasing to be a band. Yeah, like Tokyo Police Club breaking up, right? What the funny thing about it is that they actually do have a final show in San Diego. Or not the final show isn't going to be in San Diego, obviously. It's going to be in like Toronto, I think. Yeah, it's going to be somewhere in Canada, but yeah, like like they're doing their like final farewell tour, I guess, and they're stopping by San Diego. But yeah, like I didn't know. Yeah, like I don't know, that could be the last time. Yeah, there probably could be the last time I get to see them live. Yeah, at least I got to see them live once. I'm somewhat thinking of seeing them again, but I don't know. Yeah, and also another concert I went to recently that hopefully I do not have freaking that something doesn't happen to. Yeah, I saw another band that ends in club recently, Two Door Cinema Club. Yeah, they came to San Diego like, yeah, it's like 2 nights ago, and then I saw them. It was at a university, so yeah. It was really cool, yeah. It was the first like seated venue I went to, right? And like, man, just the thing is that I think I wanted to get I didn't necessarily need to get any concessions or snacks or something, but I guess I just decided, since I had a little bit of extra money, to get like popcorn and a soda, because I didn't feel the need to get any sort of alcoholic beverage. So like I got a soda and some popcorn, and then it ended up being $14, and I'm like, god damn. like I know it's a concert venue, I know they have to charge those prices in order to make a profit, but like still, man, like I don't know, man, still. But anyways, seeing Two Door Cinema Club was great. Yeah, I don't know, just like they really did play all of their freaking hit songs and all of their songs that are like good to great. Yeah. They played most of Tourist History, I think, except for the final track. I think that, yeah, they played 10 songs from that album. It's so great, man. I don't know. They also played Costume Party, yeah, which surprised me, and I recorded that. They played Costume Party, and they played a song, yeah, that was like from an EP they released between like Beacon and their next album. Yeah, they played Changing of the Seasons, you know, which is this really good song. So yeah, they played a lot of freaking bangers, man. The set was just pure freaking hits from front to back. And it's pretty easy to do that when you play most of Tourist History and like and songs from, yeah, their second album, Beacon. You know, it's very easy to do that. And I was surprised that it lasted for like an hour and a half. Yeah, like I think like the show, like they were like half an hour into their set and they already played like 11 songs, and I'm like, wait, there's more. And yeah, and the show managed to last like an hour and freaking 30 minutes basically. So yeah. Oh man, yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're good. They're worth seeing live if you can see them, you know. I didn't get to do it at Glastonbury or Reading and Leeds, but yeah, you know, it's just decent enough. I don't know what the max capacity of that venue is. Probably like 2K at most, something like that. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, it was cool, man. I don't know. Again, I get that. I guess relating it back, yeah, that's something I think about in terms of like you never know like how long or short your window is for doing something, you know. Yeah, like I don't know. You have to take advantage of that. You have to notice that, you know. The bigger lesson, I guess, I'm thinking about if I want to be existential about basketball, because basketball is the perfect sport to be existential and expand it to life in general, because it somewhat is the ultimate metaphor for life, as is boxing, you know. There's shout out to like an author. Is it Hanif? Yeah, I'll find his name here. Hanif Abdurraqib. Yeah, hopefully I got that name somewhat right. Hanif Abdurraqib. Yeah, he is a Timberwolves fan on Twitter, and like I think like he had a quote where he said,
"Yeah, pickup basketball is revelatory." I would say pickup basketball and like rec league soccer are two of the most revelatory sports to play, particularly as an adult, because you can often tell who is chasing something that they can no longer access. There's a real longing that I think can be learned from just either playing pickup basketball or watching pickup basketball. I always talk about, oh, I'm not that competitive. I don't really, but in the right moment of the right game, I become as competitive or worse, the worst version of my most competitive self. And I think that's just a reflection of the way that many of us at any given point want to reach back for something that we haven't touched in a long time.
I guess that's why I'm freaking using the sport as a metaphor, because I want to talk about other things other than the damn sport. Okay, I'm sorry. And there hasn't been as much freaking book /YA /publishing /whatever drama recently. There was like this thing concerning like a self-published author, right? And like something, but like I don't know, like I do not need to freaking go into any freaking I do not need to go into every single freaking thing, okay? I do not need to, okay? Yeah, I guess. What's the larger point? You never know like how long or short your window is open for doing something, for an opportunity, like a team winning a championship, you know? It could be like I don't know. Like yeah, like who cares? Like the Lakers championship can have an asterisk on it. The Nuggets championship can have an asterisk on it. Every freaking championship in the history of anything has an asterisk on it. Yeah, okay, great. And I guess it's just fun seeing fans of a certain team just be like shit on another, but you know, I guess that's basically it. Yeah, I don't know. Another music related thing. Yeah, I saw another band. Yeah, the concert before I saw Two Door Cinema Club. Yeah, it was local natives, right? And then yeah, an interesting thing came out. Yeah, recently was that one of the founding members of the band. Yeah, Kelsey Ayer, I think, yeah, is his name. He decided to leave the band. Yeah, so just like just very unexpected. Yeah, like it just did not freaking think that like one of them that local natives would have like one of its like songwriters and singers like leave. Yeah, like they have like three different songwriters and singers. So I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting how that, like it's obviously like it's not on any sort of like personal thing. I guess it's just due to him wanting to pursue his own projects. I guess, yeah, because he's also this artist. Yeah. His artist name he goes by when he does like solo music is Jaws of Love. So I guess he wants to do more on that. But yeah. I mean, like he's been with the band since freaking like the very start, like since Gorilla Manor. I don't know, it's just a thing. You never know, like you never freaking know, man. I don't know. Hopefully, just like I thought about that, like me seeing like two bands live, like one decided to break up and one had freaking a member leave. It's like maybe I shouldn't see bands live. I don't know. Hopefully, nothing happens to Beach Bunny or Japanese Breakfast, man. Hopefully. I don't know, man. I'm scared. I'm a little bit scared. Or Barty's Strange, man. Hopefully. Or Two Door Cinema Club, man. Oh, man. I don't know. At least I took those opportunities while they were open, man. I don't know. I didn't know how long they were going to be open for. So I just decided to freaking take it, man. I don't know. I guess that's the larger point, man. Just, yeah, like if you keep on thinking to yourself like, oh, there's gonna be time to do that, like a lot of times you're right, but there are some times when it's like actually like there might be less time than you think, man. I don't know. This could apply to so many things, man. I don't know. Like, family members too, right? Obviously, right? Yeah. Like when you think like, I don't know, procrastination in general, it's like I have like a whole month to do that assignment. I'm just gonna wait until it's like maybe you should do it a bit earlier, man. I don't know. Maybe something is gonna come up that so that like might be a bit hard, because you waited so long. I don't know. That's the thing. I guess that's the larger point I wanted to make. Am I done freaking talking about things? That is basically all of the tweets I had, right? Yeah. I don't know. It's just a bunch of Minnesota Timberwolves things. It's a bunch of freaking Timberwolves freaking stuff, man. Michael Malone had a funny freaking quote. Yeah, he was asked like, how does it feel weird that like you lost when you were up 20? It's like, yeah, F being up 20. It's like we lost the series. It's like he was asked some question about being up 20. It's like we lost. We like of course it hurts. Something like that. Oh man. Does Jamal Murray wake up, flip a coin, and say, heads, I play like 0-1 Kobe, tails, I play like Andre Roberson? All right. I'll say this for Minnesota, only state that never voted for Ronald Reagan. I guess that's probably worth a Western Conference Finals appearance. Oh, man. Man of the house, firstborn daughter. Okay, cool. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I just feel like, look, man, I don't know. Yeah, in terms of like the finals, man, I just want the Celtics to win a championship. I'm sorry, man. I love I like the Timberwolves enough, right? Like obviously I don't dislike them. Yeah, I'm rooting for them to beat the Mavericks, as I've said. But I don't know, man. I just feel like it'd be cool. I guess it would be cool. I'm not gonna be anti Timberwolves if they meet the Celtics in the finals. But I don't know. I guess I'm just too pro Celtics, man. I've latched onto them since 2022, man. Since Ime Udoka was the head coach. Look, man, I don't know, man. I kind of wanted for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and just like, I just wanted for them, man. I don't know. So if I go like a whole couple 2-3 weeks without an episode, that'll probably be like the length of the conference finals. So yeah, I would assume the NBA finals won't start until June. So if I'm probably gonna get an episode out by then. Yeah, hopefully there will be more women's basketball to talk about, and then the Fever are gonna be like 1-5, and then Caitlin Clark is gonna be putting up like 20 points a game, and then it's like, oh man, such a hard transition, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I've been going on for way too long here. Yeah, an hour and 34 minutes on the recording. So anything else last minute before I want to go? I guess the overall lesson, man. You never know how long or short the window for opportunities to do anything in your life is going to be, man. I don't know. You just never know, man. Nothing is freaking guaranteed, man. Like really, nothing, man. Oh man. But yeah, obviously you should. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. But it's also important to like have grace and realize that you have time to grow as a person, to change as a person. I don't know. Maybe I've been trying to realize that. It is May, yeah, and like it's graduation season for a lot of people. And I talked about this, I think like 2 years ago at this point, yeah. Like when early in the world moving to console, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just think of like, yeah, it's fine to progress at life at your own pace, and like not freaking, and it can be hard to not freaking compare yourself to other people who are doing, more, more at your age, but I don't know. I think it's just important to just focus on yourself. That's what I've been trying to do, man. That's what I've been trying to do, man. Just going to concerts, by myself, I guess, and freaking making all these videos and being a fan of basketball, man, and trying to be a bigger fan of women's basketball, hopefully. Hopefully I haven't freaking shown my utter ignorance. So, yeah, I'm trying to be better about that, especially for what I'm writing. So, yeah. Anyways, is there any last minute freaking thing? I'm sure I've forgotten something, man. I don't know. Why are freaking NFL kickers giving commencement speeches? Like can we just not do that? Can that just not be a thing? Please. How about that just not be a thing? What are we doing here? Oh yeah, how did I forget about the freaking WNBA expansion? Yeah, like the Golden State Valkyries are freaking a thing. Yeah, because the WNBA announced expansion. Golden State, the Bay Area, is gonna get a team that's gonna come in next year. They're called the Valkyries. They just recently released their name like a week ago or a few days ago, and then there's going to be an expansion team in Toronto in 2026. So yeah, pretty cool time for the WNBA, man. I don't know. And there's been a lot of people saying that freaking Paige Beckers could be drafted to the Golden State team. So yeah, interesting freaking times ahead, man. Interesting times ahead for the WNBA. I don't know. I wonder if Caitlin Clark will be one of the very few players to publicly request a trade. Like what if things happen and like Caitlin Clark's like, you know what, I want out of this team, and she starts doing like really kind of sly stuff. But I don't know. I don't think she's that type of person. I don't know, man. Hopefully. I don't know, just give it time with Caitlin Clark, obviously, right? There's a learning curve. There's a transition period, man. You have to give her grace, man. You have to give her freaking grace, as I've said. But yeah, kickers should not be giving commencement speeches. Like you couldn't invite anyone better than freaking that guy. Come on, man. Like, come on. Come on now. Why? Why? Just why, man? Just why? I want a commencement speech without all the freaking sexists and misogynists. It's like, yeah, what freaking type of commencement speech would you want to go to? And then we said, we picked any sort of guest for a commencement speech we would want. And then I said, just someone who isn't freaking just absolutely one of the most freaking misogynistic people. It's like, yeah, very, very good freaking choice. So. Anyways, I think hopefully that's it for the episode. Yeah. Man, I don't know. I think I might come out with these more frequently now since it's like the summertime. I don't know. I need to start doing more stuff during the summer. I know, but yeah. Well, outside of this channel, but I do want to record more. I think if anyone has been thinking, where are the games other than Minecraft? If they've been watching, I don't think anyone's thinking that, but yeah. Or just stop talking about freaking YA books and freaking basketball most of the time. I don't think I can do anything about that, but I think, yeah, I got a few games on frickin' the Xbox store recently. So yeah, anyways, there's some stuff, I guess, with Xbox. I don't know. There's just too much to follow with it. It's like, look, man, if the frickin' platform dies, I just hope that I get to keep the games, okay? Look, man, I don't know. Yeah. Man, please. I don't have much to comment on in that regard. But anyways, yeah, I might have more games to play is the point I'm trying to make. I might have more games, I might want to play and record. So yeah, might is the key word there. Not a guarantee, because as I've said before, and is the theme of this freaking episode, I guess, nothing is really guaranteed in freaking life, man. Not many things are guaranteed. Only death and taxes and freaking freaking Nikola Jokic freaking making those Sombor shuffles over AD, but you know, maybe not freaking against the Timberwolves. Anyways, and people being really freaking dumb about women's basketball, and a bunch of ignorant men freaking trying to freaking have opinions on women's basketball that are really stupid. Yeah, that's the other guarantee. So anyways, I think that's basically the episode. You know, yeah, hopefully I'll put another one out before the NBA finals, before June. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you have watched this far, So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next episode.